What they do to Resto Shaman? Resto Shamans were untouched, but they did nerf, or they did buff Purge for every spec. Purge is now 20% less mana, which isn't that big of a change. I'm happy with it. So 20% of 44,000 is 8,800 off. Still really expensive. Still really expensive. But yeah, I mean, they also didn't do anything to Disc Priests in terms of mana. They also didn't do anything to Mistweaver Monks in terms of mana. My theory is, because I thought there should have been more changes, my theory is that they think if Resto Druid games end quicker, which they should end quicker because they did nerf the regen and the cost of overgrowth. I don't think they're huge changes, by the way. I don't think they're as big as Blizzard thinks. I could be wrong. If those games end quicker, maybe the other healers don't need a mana buff. But yeah, so I personally feel like Mistweaver Monks definitely needed some love. Resto Shaman and Disc Priest definitely not as much as Mistweaver, but yeah. So we'll see. I don't know, man. It's a tough spot, dude. 60%. What about 60%? Well, we'll see what happens though, man. I don't know. I also feel like Duel got over nerfed. I feel like personally Duel, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Duel got over nerfed for sure. 60% flash heal for Holy. Yeah, it doesn't seem that great. Yeah, the temp nerf seems a little strange, man. When you play Holy Pie, do you sack the burst first or straight up wing it? Normally wings. I mean, wings is such a short cooldown, right? Like, you just get the wings rolling. Mod your reload bot. 30% verse buff is actually really bad. I don't know if you guys realize it, but it's not like a flat 30%. It's like, you know, it's multiplicative. So I'll show you guys right now. It's probably going to be a really, really small buff, man. It's probably going to be like, how much versatility do monks have? Let me queue up here. Let me queue a casual skirmish. We'll see how long this takes. Can you link the notes? Should just be like on MMO Champion or something. I don't even have them up right now. Hotfixes, MMO Champion. They're right here. Marksman, Windburst no longer displays ground effects during arena matches in Blades Edge Arena. Okay, so I guess that fixes the lag. Restoration Druid, mana regen nerfed by 10%. It sounds like a really big deal. I actually don't think it's that big of a deal, but I could be crazy. Overgrowth, mana increased by 33%. I believe Overgrowth cost 66,000 mana. So it's like an 18,000-ish mana increase. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me, personally. And then this is the biggest one. Deep Rooted only works on targets below 20% health instead of 35%, but it doesn't seem that crazy. I still feel like Druids are going to be tier 1 as fuck. I think games are going to still be dampeners, but they just won't be as long dampeners. Instead of 50%, maybe it'll be 35% dampening. Before they will A lot of games on Resto Druid, believe it or not, I don't lose because I'm I lose because I can't heal through the damage because it's too high dampening. So, yeah. Keeping my AK up, I'm trying. Fucking mage nerf? Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are pretty upset about this. You can no longer cancel temp shield before it expires. I don't really like that change. It's definitely, in my opinion, going to make mages weaker defensively, which I'm not really sure if they need that right now. I also have to say that it's kind of like one of those things that it feels like they're just removing the skill cap of the ability again. You still have to use it preemptively. It just doesn't seem that great. PvP template versatility increased by 30%. I don't know what this change is. This change seems so weird to me. Like, so weird to me. It's a survivability buff and it's a flat healing buff, which I feel like Mistweaver doesn't need right now. I feel like Mistweaver needs mana. I feel like that's the problem they have is with mana. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely think Prismatic Cloak Double Blink is a much bigger problem. This actually really scares me. 15% stamina to Demonology Warlocks is a big deal. I think they have around 5 million, so that's going to cut off a pretty decent amount of HP straight off the top from Demolocks. And Soul Link only being 30%. Wait, Soul Skin is different from Soul Link, right? Oh, okay, so this is only when they're super low. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Demo Warlocks might not be as tanky now. We'll see. Alright, so what's your versatility in Arena? Oh my god. Oh shit, dude. I almost had a fucking heart attack. I thought my versatility in Arena was 338%. Alright, so Monk versatility in Arena is 15%. So this 30% increase for Mistweaver Monks is a 4.5% increase. Right? 4.5% increase to versatility. So they'll have about 20% versatility instead of 15% versatility. So it's a really, really minor change. Definitely not what Mistweavers were looking for. And then I feel like dual reduced to 6 seconds was 8 seconds. I read that. I was like, that seems fair. And then dual's cooldown increased to 60 seconds from 25 seconds. That seems like an over nerf. They nerfed the duration. They nerfed the cooldown by a really, really big amount. You know what I mean? Like it seems like an over nerf for sure. Disarm reduced to 4 seconds was 6 seconds. Disarm cooldown increased to 45 seconds was 30 seconds. That seems good to me. You know what I mean? I think Disarm was a little bit over the top. Was definitely way too good against melee. I think that I feel like that this right here, 4 seconds, 30 seconds, is pretty reasonable. It's pretty reasonable. The nerf to dual is just much bigger than that. You know, this was a flat 50% increase. This was like over a 100% increase in terms of cooldown. And then this was I don't actually know if this is the same percentage or a smaller percentage. This was a bigger nerf in terms of duration, right? Or maybe I'm retarded. Or I only got an upgrade from that. AFK and winning. It was a 3v2. But yeah, so I don't know. I expected to definitely see Mistweaver changes. Truthfully, I expected to see some Resto Shaman buffs. But I feel like, yeah, I actually didn't expect Holy Priest buffs, but it makes sense. Like Holy Priests are pretty terrible at the moment. That's a pretty big buff, but yeah. And I felt like I was gonna see more DPS changes. I don't know. These changes to me, there wasn't a single tuning change in terms of damage. I wonder if that's right. Do you guys feel like any class is just doing insane damage? I feel like, truthfully, the Roddy stuff seems pretty crazy. Like Shadow Priest damage is pretty up there. You know, don't fucking hate me, guys. I'm sorry. UA Warlock damage is definitely up there. What else is up there in terms of damage? Oh, I was surprised like classes like Windwalker Monks didn't get damage buffs. But yeah, I expected way more changes, man. I expected way more changes. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. No link for shirt? There should be a link for shirt. Oh, on my Moobot? If you just scroll down and go to the info, there's a big icon of a shirt. It should be clickable. 7.2.5 is bringing huge changes. I think they want to wait and see. No, I'm not pissed at all. I'm not mad by any means. Like, I just expected more. Like, I don't think that these changes are going to shift the meta. You know what I mean? Like these don't seem like meta shifting changes, and I feel like the meta is still going to be pretty awkward. But we'll see. We'll see how the next tournament plays out. I still feel like Resto Druids are going to be the #1 healer. I don't know. We shall see. Feral survivability needs help. I agree. I wouldn't even say I'm disappointed, man. I'm just surprised. Like, that's all it is, dude. I keep hearing 7.2.5 rogues are going to be insane. But yeah, I just expected more, man. I just expected more.